This is a weird thing, isn't it? Such a weird looking folding bike, but I just couldn't resist it. Don't worry, didn't pay too much for it. I mean, it's not in very, very good condition, but you know, it's quirky. I like it. We have on the back a 3-speed Sturm Archer hub, which dates, I think, to 1995. Actually, let me just check that. Oh, 1999. Whoa. There, you can see that. 99. We have, sorry, I'm doing all this focus manually now. Rear shock absorber. Don't know why, but it's kind of quirky and cool, and I like it. Just this random chain ring, big ring, some mud guards. It's got one folding pedal, one not folding pedal. Chrome steel seat post, which is kind of corroded up top. So that's gonna go. Got the folding part in the middle. It says Lincoln on it. It's actually made by a company called More and Large, which just look like to be a distributor of various things. Front mudguard don't look too bad. The front hub is kind of corroded. Ooh, other way. Or it will need a bit of cleaning up. It could be just dirty grease on it. Wheels are alloy at least. And then if we go up, well, that's the head badge to start with. If we go up, we've got a stem, which when you get to the top gets all rusty because the handlebars are all rusty. A 3-speed Sturm Archer trigger and just some plastic handlebar grips. So, what are my plans with it? Well, I am going to strip it down right now. Got some chunky tyres to go on it, some fresh ones. Got new chain, new cables. The paint isn't actually too bad, but I'm kind of feeling getting it powder coated like a bright fluorescent yellow if I can. I'm going to go down the powder coats tomorrow morning and see what they can offer. Seat post. It's being replaced by an black alloy one. Mudguards, if I do get it powder coated, the fluorescent yellow, that are going to go black. Stem, hopefully, well, here's the thing about the stem, right, the stem is a really weird size on this bike. It's like, what is it? It's not a 25.4, it's not a 1 1/8 inch headset, and it's not a 22.2. It's not a 1 inch headset. It's got some sort of weird adapter on it or something, because that stem is like a, I think it's like a 24.8mm stem. And there's nothing in that size, absolutely nothing. So I'm going to have to try and either, I can try and get that stem powder coated, but I know the thickness expands on it, so it might not fit, or I could just try and find a 22.2mm stem, get a 25.4 adapter, and just shave it down a bit. Handlebars have been replaced with black alloy. Grips have been replaced. Brake lever's been replaced. Saddle has been replaced. So saddle's something I've got in the stock, just an old mountain bike saddle. Grips are going to be new. Brake levers are going to be replaced with some retro Shimano ones. Brakes will stay, they don't look too bad condition. And last but not least, this chainring needs to go because it is bent. If I straddle the bike, I think you can probably see that there, that the chain is fricked anyway, but the chain ring is not straight either. So I'm probably going to replace that with something. So that's what you know about the bike. 1999. It's only cheap, but you know, folding bike's going to be something useful to have, I reckon. So we're going to strip it down, chuck away the parts I don't want, keep the parts I do want, and take it off to the powder coaters in the morning. All done. All done. Yeah, all in bits now. It wasn't too hard to take apart. The rear shock was the trickiest, just trying to knock out the pins from that. But yeah, it's all in pieces. So on the desk here we've got like brake calipers and brake levers, pedals, stem, body bar. As I say, I'm hopefully going to try and get this powder coated because it's a weird size and you can't get a replacement and it's horrible condition. So that's going to get powder coated. Forks, they're going to get powder coated. That is the rear triangle. Yeah. The yellow one's the rear swing arm. And that's the front triangle-ish. But I'm going to box it all up now. And then any replacement parts that I need, I can just order them. I might replace a few bolts for shiny new ones. Try and see if I can find a new chain ring. But yeah, I guess I'll catch you when this is whatever colour it's going to be. So I'm just trying to get ready for the bike to come back from the powder coaters. I haven't gone for like a fluorescent yellow or green or whatever. I could have gone for Kawasaki green, but I decided to go for an MOD green, like olive kind of colour with black details. So they've got the bike, they're doing the frame the green, they're doing the mudguards black, they're doing the stem black, because I think, as I said before, the stem is a stupid size. So I've got everything laid out here. I've got the shock and the bolts that hold it in place. I've cleaned those up and rethreaded them, cut the threads again because they were a bit dirty. Sturmy archer, replacement brake levers, calipers, and I've just changed out a couple of the rusted parts for other ones. Just using my old mountain bike saddle. Dug these out the cupboard. There's some pedals to go on with some cages. What are we missing? Just trying to clean up the headset at the moment. Because it's the odd size, I am just spraying it. I've just sanded them all down, cleaned them all up. And just spraying the two bottom cups and the lock ring. The central one isn't too bad, and this top one is aluminium, so I'm going to clean that up and polish it. And very quickly, oh wait, no, I've got a couple more. Quick release, going to try and keep as much of that as I can and replace maybe the one from the centre of the bike. And if you join me on the floor, finally I'm going to try and just measure up this bottom bracket, get a cartridge bearing, try and replace this. It's 48 teeth. I've got one in mind, so try and replace that because that is steel and that is heavy. And lastly, the bolt that holds the bike together. I'm going to replace that because that is pretty knackered. All the old parts are out there in the open. So you got pedal, saddle, rusted bars and what have you. So they're all going in the bin, I think. Maybe half of that stuff is just spare. But yeah, I'll finish spraying up that headset, and then when I get the bike back I will join you again. It's back! It's back! So yeah, this is the colour I've gone for. Khaki MOD green. This is the new seat post, new alloy seat post rather than steel, so it's going to be a bit lighter. So I've got black parts to go in with it and a bit of just silver detailing. Headset is all sprayed up nicely. I did that satin black, I did that myself. Got all the parts laid out ready to go on. But the rest of the parts are here. So I got all them to go on. Whoop, but so yeah, I'm going to start assembling. So first I think I need to put on this swing arm on the rear, which will have a couple of grub screws that I need to put in, and this axle kind of thing that will go in there. I'll have to clean it out. I'll check it first. But yeah, that'll go on first, and then the shock, spin it round, and then put the front on and put the forks on. Just checking. Before I fitted, obviously all these, I have cleaned out the threads with a tap. Yeah, with a tap, for all those fittings, because they were a bit rusted and horrible. So they're all nicely cleaned up, and they are greased, as you saw. And that I've just had to take off some of the coating on the edges around the back, because it was a bit tight. So that's all cleaned up now, fits nicely, and all lubed up as well. So let's continue. So the next stage is done. We've got a badly focused stainless steel bolt in here as a replacement for the old rusted one. We've got a new alloy clamp. I've just sprayed up the barrel on this side, so it's a bit nicer. Headset's in and greased up. Because I only sprayed it, there's a bit of damage from installing it, but I'm just gonna... It's a size that does not exist to get a replacement, so it's the best I could do. You can see just there, the paint is actually bulged as it's been installed and just creased, so yeah, it'll be alright. But yeah, that's all greased up, good to go. What else have I done? Just installed a new cartridge bearing, cartridge bottom bracket, sorry. So that's nice. It's just a cheap one. It's made by Neco, N-E-C-O. But it was cheap. This bike's cheap, so it fits. And I've also gone for a new crankset, chain set, however you want to call it. That's the old one, steel with, I think they're 150mm cranks, which are only available on kids' bikes. I couldn't actually find any nice single speed modern alloy cranks in that length, so I've had to go for the shortest I could find, which was 165mm. Hopefully they're okay, but I'm going to fit those and then start fitting all the brakes and stuff. Oh, actually, one thing, seeing as as I said, the headset is an odd size, the stem is also an odd size, so I had the guys powder coat the original chrome stem because it was in a horrible condition. They've done it satin black to match the mudguards and everything else that's accessories like the headset, seat post, blah blah blah. So yeah, they've done a good job powder coating that. The only thing is, powder coating adds on more material than the chrome, so it is now too tight to fit in, which I knew was going to happen anyway. So I'm just going to have to wet sand some of this shaft down so it actually fits in, probably what, that much, yeah. So I'm just going to wet sand some of that down off camera so that it fits in there. Actually, tell a lie, it does fit. Yeah, stem does fit in there, so I've just refitted the quick release collar, which is, it was painted black before, but it's alloy, so I just quickly sanded it down. It's only just had a rough grit and a 1200 grit on it, hasn't been polished, but the stem actually goes in, so I'm just going to put some Phil Woods grease around there just to help it a little bit. The initial part getting the stem in is a bit tight, but it does go in and does adjust, so it should be alright. Only thing I'm missing, because the parcel is or the little package has apparently gone missing in the post, is the quick release clamp, the new one that I'm using or want to use. So for now I might have to put the old one back on, which is horrible, but there should be a new one on there soon. New bars, cheap China bars. I do actually have some other on order because I weren't sure these were going to turn up. 25.4mm clamp goes in there. I've just stuck a new bolt in there. It's actually a seat post bolt, but it works and it's shiny. Might have to get a longer one though. it'll just be a case of changing it over when it turns up. And we're going to put where's my brake levers? I got my got my Shimano brake levers here. I'll just go on. Adjust those when I can. And the only thing I'm missing now on the handlebars are the grips and sternum archer. I might clean that sternum archer up first. Well, there we go, the wheels on. Brakes are on and everything like that. I just need to do the rear wheel now and then it's pretty much sorted. But this front wheel has very little clearance with this mudguard. I might have to just bend this stay round a bit more. I'm about to do it on the other side. But at the moment it is all these. Oh, let me zoom in. Let me zoom in first. All these little rubber thingies from the manufacturing that like stick on the tyre, which will wear off. At the moment they're just catching on the mudguard itself. There's very small tolerance. So they're just like scraping just a tiny little bit inside there. You can see how they're brushing. But yeah, it's very small tolerances on that. Very small. So I'm going to have to be careful. But apart from that, looking good. Got the grips on up top. Just got to put the sternum archer on. Do the rear wheel. I've had to take off the pedal straps because I've got very little ground clearance. And then I've put all the cables on. And this kind of like urban warfare folding bike project will be done. So it's time to do all the cables now. Got all the old cables here. So I'm gonna use these as a template to cut the new cables to size. I've already done the front, so this is the front brake cable. And here is a new front brake cable. So they've both been lined up against each other at the top and then cut to the same size. Got new end caps on the new one. Just there, new cable, so just going to fit that now. And then do the same for the rear and this sternum archer. So how does that tickle your fancy? What do you think? Oldham looks a hell of a lot better than, well, when I got it in the red and yellow paint. It's ready for urban warfare. So there we go. There is just one last thing to do on it, and that's to replace the shifter, because it doesn't want to select first gear at the moment, so it doesn't want to select the low. So that's the last thing I need to do on it, which I'll do after this video has ended. But there we go. I've now got a folding bike in my collection. But yeah, picked it up. It was in a state. The chrome on the seat post and the handlebars gone, stem gone, crankset was horrible, steel heavy, wheels were okay, paint was all sorts of colours like silver mudguards, red frame, yellow swing arm. Yeah, it wasn't nice, so had it powder coated, this lovely MOD green. I've replaced the seat post with an alloy one, handlebars with alloy, replaced the brake levers, grips, powder coated the stem and mudguard satin black, resprayed the headset, replaced all the quick release, replaced the crankset, done all the cables and everything, just done a lot of tidying on it. And it's nice. Just that one job left, replace that shifter, and it'll be fully working. Really happy with it. Really happy with the finish. So there we go. If you like this little snapshot into my folding bike build, then please hit that like button. If you haven't subscribed already, then I'd appreciate you hitting the subscribe button also. It's always nice to see the count go up. But yeah, a little bit of work gone into this. I don't know how often I'm going to use it, but it's going to be in my collection. It's a quirky little thing. I like it. Folding bike, build, done. Thanks for watching, guys. I will see you in the next one. I'm running a bit quite easy.